of giving. The insanity of giving. Brothers and sisters, we have arrived at the third of a series of sermons that were designed to focus us on the issue of stewardship during this month of stewardship. And we're mindful of the fact that on next Sunday our attention turns toward Calvary, and so this is the last opportunity for right now that I have to sum up my thoughts on this concept of stewardship. If you were with us on the first Sunday, you may remember that we found ourselves grounded in the letter to the Galatian church, the 6th chapter and the 7th verse, where Paul writes to us those words which have been echoed to us so many times: be not deceived, God is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. We use our time in that verse to put some context to the concept of seed planting and harvesting, and to deposit those concepts within the context of discipleship. What we tried to say to you on that Sunday was that seed planting and harvesting seems to be concepts that are thrown around so casually within the modern church, and yet they have become disconnected from the concept of discipleship. But my brother and sister, your sowing is of no value, and your harvest will not come unless it is grounded in a relationship with God. God is not in the habit of simply creating harvest in place where there's not a relationship with the Lord. But if you have a relationship with God, you can have an expectation of harvest. We also said to you on that Sunday, ain't no need in you looking at your soil if you ain't sown no seed, because ain't no harvest come up. There ain't no seed been dropped into the ground. And so there was a space within our understanding of stewardship that provided room for your own human agency, meaning that what God is going to do is going to involve you. But we also acknowledge, brothers and sisters, that in spite of your involvement, one thing we must all confess: whatever increase is going to come, it comes by the providential intervention of God. I don't care how much seed you cast out on your soil. If God don't speak into the harvest of your life, there ain't going to be no increase. So even when we see the increase, we know it's not ours to take glory from, for it is by the grace and mercy of God. Let me say that one more time for those folks who might be getting excited by the fact that we have a few folks showing up at church on occasion, or that we had a number of women out here yesterday. Yes, we ought to be excited, but we should always make sure that our excitement is grounded in one truth: if God had not been here, the numbers would not matter. But God showed up, and because He is present, we see, God Almighty, we see the increase. The second Sunday that we began to talk around stewardship, we found ourselves over in the 7th chapter of the book of Joshua, and we were examining the sin of Achan. You remember Achan stole something that God said did not belong to him, and we talked about the dangers of breaking covenant with God. For if we are to understand stewardship, stewardship must be understood in the context of our covenant. But when you operate in this covenant that we have with God that says, if I believe on Him and trust in Him, God will take care of me. My covenant says that no weapon formed against me shall prosper if my trust is in the Lord. My covenant says that God is my rear guard and my front shield. My covenant said I serve a God that is willing to do and provide for His children. And when I operate in the context of my covenant with Him, then I can have God's favor. We talked about obtaining or retaining or reclaiming God's favor, that it comes from faithfulness. Yes, what I was hoping to tell you is simply this: that there's far too much talk about what we can get from God and no talk about relationship. We don't mind the rewards, but we don't talk enough about the relationship. But ain't going to be no rewards if there ain't no relationship. You are wasting your time to simply be praying outside of relationship with God. You can buy as many CDs as you want. You can get as many prayer calls as you want. You can go to as many conferences as you want. You can read as many books as you want. You can smack yourself 4 times on the head, splatter all over your house. But if you don't know the Lord your Savior, and all your efforts are in vain. But in the context of relationship, God can do some abundant things. And what I wanted to do before I went too far, I was fearful that folks were listening to me talk about relationship and was wondering about reward. Because I believe strongly in relationship, but I don't want to also make the error and not take a second just to acknowledge reward. What I mean by that, I mean that I serve a God that's still in the blessing business. I know I've been talking to you about your walk and your obedience, and those things are important, but I don't want to leave you from going outside of this place and forgetting that you serve a God that is willing to bless his children. God is still in the blessing. I had a